What is the difference between perseveration and other repetitive behaviors? Have you ever found yourself repeating a word or phrase over and over again? It can be puzzling, especially when it seems out of place. Today, we are going to discuss the difference between perseveration and other repetitive behaviors, particularly in the context of schizophrenia symptoms and thought disorder. Perseveration is a specific type of repetitive behavior. It involves the involuntary and uncontrollable repetition of a particular response, like a word, phrase, gesture, or action. This behavior continues even when it is no longer appropriate or relevant. Imagine someone stuck on a word during a conversation, unable to shift to a new topic. This reflects a failure in cognitive flexibility, meaning the person struggles to change their focus or behavior as needed. The inability to transition is often linked to brain dysfunction, especially in areas responsible for executive functions. These areas include the frontal lobe, which plays a key role in controlling impulses and shifting attention. Perseveration is commonly observed in various neurological and psychiatric conditions, including schizophrenia, brain injuries, and dementia. Now let's compare this to other repetitive behaviors. For instance, stereotypies are highly repetitive actions that are often patterned. These behaviors may serve a self-stimulatory or regulatory function, particularly in developmental disorders like autism. Unlike perseveration, these actions can be voluntary or habitual. Another example is the ritualistic behaviors seen in obsessive-compulsive disorder. These actions are driven by anxiety and performed with the intent to reduce distress. In contrast, perseveration is not about anxiety or intention. It stems from a neurological inability to control or redirect behavior. There are key distinctions between perseveration and other repetitive behaviors. First, perseveration is involuntary, reflecting a neurological impairment in cognitive control. Other repetitive behaviors can be voluntary and goal-directed. Second, perseveration continues even when the behavior is no longer relevant, while other repetitive actions may not have this disconnect. The underlying causes also differ. Perseveration often results from brain injury or dysfunction in areas like the prefrontal cortex, which affects executive function. Other repetitive behaviors may arise from psychological or developmental factors. Lastly, the impact on functioning can vary. Perseveration can significantly impair communication and social interaction. In schizophrenia, for example, thought disorder may include perseverative speech, making it hard for individuals to engage in conversations. Other repetitive behaviors might be less disruptive or even serve a coping function. Understanding the difference between perseveration and other repetitive behaviors is essential, especially in the context of schizophrenia. Recognizing perseveration helps differentiate it from other actions and guides therapeutic approaches aimed at improving cognitive flexibility and managing anxiety. This knowledge can lead to better support for individuals experiencing these symptoms.